Aaron, Tyron, and Michael here. And, of course, we are now joined by tonight's winner in our main event, Raging Al Iaquinta. That was such a great performance from you. I know you told us earlier in the week we were going to see a different, a better Al Iaquinta. I feel like you delivered. How do you feel about your own performance tonight, though? Yeah,
we got to look at it again, but I felt pretty good in there. I felt like on the feet I was just a step ahead of him. I thought I was going to be. I was the first time. I knew his, I think he's a stronger wrestler, but I think I'm a better wrestler. He was strong. So he got some positions where he kind of just held on, and I had to kind of wait him out, let him tire. I think every time he got an advantage with the wrestling, it wore on his cardio, and I could go for days. So I could have done that all night, I think.
In the build-up to this fight, much was said about Kevin Lee being 21, his UFC debut, and he evolved and was much more well-rounded as a fighter. But you also evolved, as we saw going for a single leg takedown, spinning elbow. One thing I saw in Kevin Lee, he switched to southpaw. And from a boxing standpoint, if your defense is not as good on that one side, did you find an opportunity to exploit his defense when he went to southpaw?
Yeah, I had, seen him go southpaw in previous fights, so I was ready for the southpaw Kevin Lee. I was ready for the orthodox. I had training partners that are better than him coming at me southpaw. I had training partners that are better than him coming at me orthodox. So there was nothing. I have seen it all. There's nothing I'm going to be surprised by in there. I was prepared for 5 rounds. I was prepared for Kevin Lee.
First of all, man, what a fight. That was absolutely sensational. Your coaches did an amazing job because your head movement was incredible. The footwork was perfect. You stalked him like prey. It was beautiful. But how did you feel about the scorecards going to the judges at the end? Were you confident you'd won?
Yeah, I felt I was confident.
Yeah.
The judges can be crazy at times, but I felt pretty confident that I won. I asked Ray, I said, I won that, right? And he said, 100%, I had him on ice skates a good amount of that last round. He was wobbling around, and I looked at him with about a minute left. He exerted a lot of energy on those takedowns. I looked at him, I said, oh, you're tired. And I knew when I said that to him, he realized. He said, oh, shit, I'm tired, and this kid's coming at me. Excuse me, sorry about the cursing. But
it's expected. Yes,
I knew that. I'm working on it, guys.
Let me just ask you something. How did you feel? We just had a conversation off air, but how did you feel when you saw him walking out like he was Gucci Mane or something, dancing his way to the end?
How do you know about Gucci Mane?
Because if that was me, I'd be like, that guy is going to die.
Yeah, there was no, I would have done a swan dive on my own head out of the cage if he was dancing out of there. I wasn't letting him dance out of there. I would really have been upset at myself if I let him walk out the way he walked in.
Okay, it was a couple times. Speaking of wobbly legs, you had him hurt a couple times. How did you monitor the raging Al inside of you and keep your composure? You hurt him 3 or 4 times in the fight, but you waited into the 5th and final round to really let that confidence go and really take it to him. How did you maintain that composure?
I'm not the same Al.
All right.
I'm not the same Al. I hurt Kevin Lee in that first fight, and I didn't finish him. After that fight, I knocked out a bunch of guys, finished a bunch of guys. It's something I've been working on, just keeping my distance, keeping them at the right, distance to finish them. I was almost there with Kevin Lee. I hit him with some shots that had him hurt. And he's tough. He's big. He's strong. He's got a good chin. He gets hurt a lot, but he recovers quick. He's he's one of the best out there, and I'm just so happy to come away with the win, and so happy that he isn't dancing out of the cage.
Well, listen, Al, you say you're different, but I love that there's still some raging Al in there. We've got some footage to show you. At the end of the fight, you and Kevin going at it, you started kind of barking at him here. So what were you saying?
Right here. The referee stops the fight, and then you get in his face and scream at the guy.
I just said, yeah.
You like that?
That's it. After right before the 5th round, we were standing there, and I looking at him, and it was like a replay of that first fight. I saw the look in his eyes, and I looked across at him, and I said, same Al. And he realized, he said, oh, there's some things you can get. Curse again,
it's all right, Al. We love you.
You can get better at you can get better at wrestling. You can get better at throwing a right hand, moving your head, but there's something in here that you're never going to take from me, and Kevin Lee will never amount to what he'll never have that. there's something I got that he doesn't have, and he'll never have it. We could fight 50 times, and he's gonna have to kill me. He knows that, and I won't have to kill. He'll find a way out before he finds a way to put me out.
So while you just beat Kevin Lee, a high-ranked opponent, take a look at the screens. We're going to show you the top 10. Who do you want next? And please give us something entertaining. Don't say whoever. Do not say whoever the UFC says.
It's got to be Ferguson, McGregor, or Dustin Poirier. It's got to be. McGregor wanted an automatic rematch after getting. How does he get it? Thinks he's going to get it?
I don't think
if it's all about the money, then okay, then it's all about the money. But the guy had all the time in the world to prepare for Khabib, and he found a way out. I swear, me and Khabib could still be fighting right now. We'd still
like
be
that.
fighting. You know what I mean?
Tell us about the banner you're wearing right now. You're wearing a banner.
Yeah, what is it?
Tell us what that means,
One
please.
Tour Warriors, my high school.
Oh, awesome.
They had the alumni wrestling match tonight, so I know they all got together after the alumni match, and they're watching me fight. They went crazy at McCann's in Massapequa.
Shout out.
Awesome. So listen, Al, we saw a bunch of names up there. There was one gentleman who did some solid work this evening before you, Edson Barboza.
Ooh.
That's an option in the future. I think people would put their money down for that. Folks, stay with us from one winner to another. We've got a lot going on here on the UFC Unboxed post-fight show here on FS1. Bada bangs!